It's okay. I'm that way too.
Good morning, everyone. This is Booked Up with Beth, and I am Beth Hildenbrand. Thank you all for tuning in. And this morning we have with us the most wonderful Miski Harris, and we are going to talk about her book, Damage Control. So, Miski, thank you so much for coming on the show this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's always a pleasure. You've been on the show once before, and I am so glad to have you back. So
Thank
for
you.
the people, sorry, didn't mean to talk over you. I'm so bad. So for the people who didn't get to see you before, I'm going to ask you if you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, well, let's see. I started writing when I was 5, but I didn't publish until 2018. I did it on a dare.
Oh,
Hi, Josephine. Um, uh, Back when NaNoWriMo was the thing to do, I wrote "Don't Ask, Don't Tell." I'm a veteran, so it was just natural for me to um, give some life to my brothers and sisters who were veterans. I write male romance, but I write fade to black, fade to gray. Um, I just rarely do a sex scene unless whatever I'm writing just rolls right into it. I don't do them. I live across the pond. I'm here in the United States, where my Lord and Masters Marshall and Freddie reside. I'd show them to you, but they're taking royal naps right now. They've already had morning breakfast and they won't be up again until tea time. Um, I have, oh, geez, my Don't Ask, Don't Tell series is 4 books. Then I've written Cruise. And I have a series of short stories and anthology entries. And I'm going to bring all that stuff with me to Scotland when we show up.
oh, that's wonderful. That really is. And thank you for your service.
My pleasure.
So you have, I'm going to have to now, as I said, I've read this book, so I have to read the whole series because that's what I do. I get hooked on the characters, and your characters are just fabulous. They really are.
Mhm.
And okay, I have to ask, and I probably shouldn't because I hate giving spoilers, but Alaska. Does Alaska get a story?
Everybody, um,
Nobody even knows what we're talking about yet, so I should have kept my mouth shut. But she's
and
fabulous.
Alaska is fabulous. Um, one of one of my alpha readers uh, met me at a con and said, "Okay, Miski, Alaska needs a story." Um, a lot of people seem to feel that way. So, Alaska does appear in the next book, and I'm going to try to work out Alaska in at least more in coming in hot. But otherwise, I will have to do a short story featuring Alaska.
Good, good, because she's fabulous. I mean, she just is. She's a badass. I love her.
Oh yeah.
She's
Although let's face it, Phoenix ain't too shabby herself.
no, she is not, and yeah, I'm going to get to her because she's the main character of this book,
Right.
and I don't know why I had to. I just looked at my notes and I saw that name, and yeah, it. I have it in big letters because I just loved her to pieces. But yeah, I had to ask.
Yeah. My
That's my squirrel. My
my
squirrel's going
favorite
again.
line from Phoenix is she wanted me to prove I was a man, so I manhandled the bitch.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, she is just. absolutely amazing. And Phoenix, Theodore Phoenix Destiny. She has three names in this book.
Yeah,
And Destiny is my favorite because that is where she truly becomes herself.
right.
And what a character she is. And I want her hair. I have to say, I want her hair.
I keep trying to buy her hair.
I know, right? And actually, when I was a baby, I that was my hair color. I can't tell you how many whites I had to put on my hair to get rid of the red. I mean, I had to go white to get rid of the strawberry blonde that my hair actually was. And now, as an adult, I wish I had that color black or back. And I cannot get it no matter what I do. I tried one time and ended up with purple hair. You know, it came out this
Oh,
eggplant color. I remember my brother-in-law at the time walking in and looking at me and said, "What did you do to your hair?" And I was like, I wanted red hair." He almost dropped the sandwich out of his hands. And
well, Beth, you can buy it now. Just put it on whenever you want to be a redhead.
I know, right? I've been thinking about that too. Wigs are the things these days. And I've been thinking, I could change my hair every damn day if I wanted to.
I
But
do.
see, now you got me swirling again. But yeah, I mean, wouldn't it be nice if you could have that hair naturally? I'll
Yeah.
tell you what. And Destiny, I'll call her Destiny because that is, the name she ended up with at the end of the book because that's what she chose. And she just comes by it naturally, and that would be a blessed thing. Although she tries different shades, but
Well,
wow.
that's because of Reuben.
Oh, that Reuben. I'll tell you what, you know what? I love when I can truly hate the character, the bad guy. And boy, you can truly hate that sucker.
Can't you? You
Oh,
just you just want to climb in the book and go,
exactly. That's it. But I was cussing him when I was reading. I was like, "Oh, you son of a, you know what?" Oh, I love when I can hate the character. That's a
but
good character when you can cuss while you're reading the book.
let's talk about the relationship with Gregory.
Oh, Gregory's an angel. I mean, he's
Mhm.
an asshole, but he's an angel at the same time. You know what I mean? He
Well,
starts out as an asshole, he's kind of pissy, but he has a reason for his pissiness.
yes, and at the heart of all my books, in that series is a veteran that the military has really screwed over, and
And there are so many out there.
yes, and Gregory got got the royal treatment without Vaseline.
This kind of answers Vera's question, where do you get your ideas from?
Oh, well, I get them from life. I'm a nurse, so I have no end of sources of entertainment.
I
Uh,
bet.
I my Don't Ask, Don't Tell series literally came from my time in the military. I was in the military when it was against the law to be gay, and I was still. Oh, you have a singer in the background. I,
My son, Matthew, everyone can hear you singing, honey. That
and
stopped real
then
fast.
um, I came out just as President Clinton passed. Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and it was supposed to make things better, but it really didn't. It made things so much worse. So, if you read the first book, you learn that Don't Ask, Don't Tell took all the GIs out of the closet and shoved them into a footlocker because the ramifications of being discovered were so much harsher. Um, and the end result was still the same. You got a bad conduct discharge. Now, imagine getting out of the military after 15 years and not being able to tell a prospective employer what you've been doing for 15 years of your life. Do you expect to get a job that way? But if you say you have a bad conduct discharge from the military after 15 years, it's for certain that you're not going to be hired. So I give in each book these guys their happy ever after.
You really did too. And Gregory, I mean, it's not like he was asking for a lot.
No,
He was just asking for the help he needed. And I'll be damned, but the vets deserve it. They really do. And you know, I'm always arguing with people. I'm like, you will pay a football player millions upon millions of dollars, and then you will argue with our veterans over pennies. And these are human beings who will, go over there and put their lives on the line so that I can sit here and write books and raise my family and just have a normal life at the
let me.
expense of theirs. Oh, for heaven's sakes, burn pits and everything else, all the things that they and PTSD and everything. My brother is a vet, and so I know, everything he has had to go through, and now it, he has to sit there and sit around a bunch of pencil pushers and tell them about why he has PTSD and the things that he saw.
I will tell you that the hardest
Whoa.
story to tell is why you have PTSD. I re- refused to even admit I had PTSD for years. Um, I've only been under treatment for like 6 years. I just wouldn't admit it. I but the death of my husband tipped the iceberg, and I had a real, like in the movies, meltdown in a public place. Fortunately, the cops were chasing somebody, so they didn't have time to fool with me. And my son was able to come and get me before I got arrested.
Oh, bless your heart, honey.
So I really have a heart for people. In the first book, EJ, who runs through all the stories, as you could tell, um, was thrown under the bus by his lover. Um, the second book is about a young man, Jordan, uh, who, well, damn, after just about having his body irreparably mangled um, in live fire, gets home to lose everything, including a leg. So when I get to damage controlled, um, damage controlled shows Jordan's relief, Gregory's relief. Um, my favorite scenes to write are the ones where they're in group, because that really happens. People in group don't give you nickel or a quarter. I mean, they will call bullshit in a minute. How you doing? I'm fine. Bullshit. What's going on? It's your turn. Speak. It's unlike any therapy group you could possibly attend. So, is that my cat or yours?
I think that one was mine, honey.
Uh,
Yep, there she is.
so by the time we get to damage control, I start putting people back together, and it starts with Teddy. That's Teddy's story, um, because for all these years, Teddy has been suffering in silence. Um, Even EJ, who's Teddy's best friend, had no idea what Teddy was going through um, at Ruben's hands. Um, as everybody who's read the books knows, Teddy is a drag queen, and has a master's in social work. Now, there's a combination. Uh, so you would think that someone with that background wouldn't be an abused partner because we know better, but the opposite is really more true. Um, the embarrassment is greater because we know better. You don't want to tell people that you've allowed yourself to sink into something that you actually help other people escape from. Um, so it takes a lot to get to the final straw, and Dragstar is that final straw.
Yes, she's a very strong, outgoing person, and yet she's also what's the word I'm looking for? And I ain't gonna come up with it. Don't you hate that you're a writer and you can't
Yep.
find the
You'll
words you're looking for?
you'll come up with it this afternoon.
Of course I will. She's very, you know what I mean.
Vulnerable
That's
is
the word. Yes, vulnerable. And she doesn't want to admit that vulnerability
mm-mm.
because she's supposed to know better. And yet she knows, she feels like she should have seen it coming. The level of violence that was
Oh
there.
my God, the level. I I surprised myself with that, but that was a bit of catharsis because that level of violence does exist, and um, the more it went on, and you hear this a lot. Teddy would leave, and Reuben would find him. Teddy would leave, and Reuben would find him, and the gifts and the apologies start rolling in. In Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the gifts start rolling in, and EJ says, "Well, let's keep them," and Teddy sends them back. Now, how do you like Teddy's mom?
I love Teddy's mom.
She's a pistol.
Oh, yes, she is. I think everybody needs a mom like that.
Well,
Um,
all my moms in my stories are like that. And I write another book, Cruise, and the mom in that book tells off the whole church congregation about her son, and she carries a gun. She ain't playing.
my kids tend to get a little worked up over their mom. Now, I don't carry a gun, I carry a knife. But I had an incident with the next door neighbor a while ago. And my children were not at all surprised when I beat the hell out of him. And they were like, "Oh, mom, come on, you're getting too old for this." I was like,
When
"The
my
man assaulted me. The man assaulted me. You don't lay hands on me."
No,
It
don't
turned out
touch me.
okay. So we have this alley between our two houses. It is literally an alley, but the borough allows us, allows it as for us to park there. And I was driving through to go pick up my son from school, and he is screaming that I am on his private property. And
Oh
I'm
my.
like, "No, I am not. This is an alley." And he said, "No, it's my private property." And he's screaming this in my face through my car window. And then he reaches in and grabs me. "You don't lay hands on me." So I'm just beating the hell out of this man who is spitting in my face, screaming at me. I mean, I gave him a black eye, the whole 9 yards. And then he threw a cigarette on me. And I was like, I went completely calm at this point, and I picked it up. I said, "You
Ooh.
threw a lit cigarette at me." And
Uh-oh.
I grabbed my knife. And he said, "I'm calling the cops." I said, "Yeah, I think you better." And so, yeah. That yeah,
Yeah, my kids will tell you if my mother is quiet, you should probably back up and run because
exactly.
it has gone, past the point of no return, and if you're within her grabbing distance, somebody's gonna die.
Yeah, so I have this cigarette in one hand and I'm pulling my knife with the other one, and this guy, I'm calling the cops. I said, "Yeah, I think you better."
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, their mama can get crazy, and they know it, and they try and tone things down. But there was no kids around that day; they was all grown and gone. But during their grown up years, they tended to say, "Mom, you're batshit crazy." Well, on occasion, yeah, you don't mess with my kids.
Don't mess with my
So,
I will
yeah.
take you down over my children. So the
Mm-hmm.
mothers in my stories, as a matter of fact, so much so as you notice, Nathan had to grab her and say, "Not now, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Not now.
Yeah.
We need to let the process work for itself." But
But yeah, I'm glad to. I mean, they had a hold of Reuben by the end of the book, thanks to Alaska. Alaska saved
yes,
the day. Yes,
yes,
I loved it.
yes.
And then yeah, they had hold of Reuben. So you said he gets his comeuppance in the next book, which oh,
Woo!
I've
And
got to
coming
read
in hot.
now because
And
he was a bully. He was a bully, and then he got violent at the end. And see, I'm giving
well,
too much away, damn it. But yeah, he was. It escalates. It truly escalates. And see, I was married to one of those people in my first marriage, and uh, it was the same way. And I finally broke the cycle and left with my children. And
he
he ended up hanging himself.
oh,
I always said one of these days that man will kill himself. He is that crazy. And it actually happened, and everybody looked at me. I was like, "Don't blame me, yeah," because they're all looking like, "Well, you called this." Well, yeah, I did, but you can see, you can predict these things, and I was like, I am so glad I got my children out of that situation. I am so
I'm
glad.
gonna remember that because I think I'm gonna give Destiny that line. One of these days he's gonna kill himself.
No, I'm serious. No, I did. I always said one of these days that man will kill himself. He is that crazy, and he certainly did.
Well, abusive people really are. That that's where their toxicity. I honestly believe that at some point when they can no longer turn that anger outward, they turn it in
Yes, they hit a
because they
wall.
they all
They hit
wind
a
up
wall.
destroying themselves.
That's it
They really
exactly.
do.
They hit a wall where they don't have the power anymore.
And they
And
just can't live without it.
no, no, they can't. And when all that power and energy is taken away from them, and they can no longer con anybody, and they can no longer keep getting away with it, and they hit that wall, then that's what happens.
I honestly believe that when that self-destruction hits, that somewhere in their crazy heads they think, um, now everybody will see I'm right. You,
Exactly.
you know,
That is it
and
exactly.
and and they I think they just die with that thought on their lips. Yes,
Now
now
everybody's going
everybody
to
will
feel
see.
bad.
Yeah,
Now everybody's going to feel bad. They'll see I was right all along. Well, no,
right.
they're just
No,
going to see you're dead, and you're not going to be able to say, "Ha ha ha! Look what I did," because you dead.
and
Yeah,
they're
what
gonna
you getting out
say,
of it? You
"Woohoo, we
dead.
live." Yes.
Yeah, you ain't winning here. You dead. Yeah, I never understood what people got out of suicide because hey, you dead.
Well, I want to answer this question again too. I have a book out, Cruise, and I got the idea from an actual cruise.
Oh,
Uh, it's it's an interesting story that has a stalking, a hanging, a kidnapping, um, and as I said, a gun-toting mother who So I do. I get my stories from life around me, um, and there there's no end to material.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that. I write about my neighborhood, and my neighborhood's just butt ass crazy. We got
Well, the
one
world
lady.
is crazy right now, don't you think?
Amen. But my children were just on a cruise over the holidays, and weren't they, what, 140 miles from where crazy Trumpy went and was blowing up things and took Maduro? I was like,
Oh
only
yeah,
my kid's going to be that close to that craziness. Out there on a cruise ship, just 140 miles away from him stealing that man, and there's my kids just floating along. Only my goofy ass kids. I mean, half of my family was there. It was
see,
my one
there's a
son and his wife, and my other son and his wife, and all my grandchildren. They're just floating on by while all this is happening. And I'm like,
there's
yes,
a story in that. There's a
yeah.
story in that.
I was like, surely they had to see something, you know. No, they didn't see nothing. They didn't even know what was going on. Yeah, okay. So I'm sitting here as a mom thinking, oh great, what's going to happen to my kids? What's going to happen to my kids? They didn't even know what was going on. And there went another squirrel. I got to cut that out. I really do. So, anyway, back to the book. I am going to tell everybody that this is a fabulous book, and now I have to read all the other ones because she's got me hooked. And
Well, it really is better if you read the whole series, because there are Easter. Each book has an Easter egg leading into the next book, and the inside jokes carry over. So, I gave one away. I didn't say why, but everybody calls EJ mom, and there's a reason for that. You um, the story behind Gregory and DJ is not DJ. Gregory and River is pretty awesome. Um, the owner of the dog group, Pause for a Cause, actually came from another series. One of my best friends is Amy Wasp, and she created Red Deer, Colorado,
oh,
and then invited me to play. So,
awesome.
and so she has a veteran series, and that's how I found Red Deer. And so her characters, like Ron, um, Vince, they cross into Don't Ask, Don't Tell. So there, that gives you another reason to read something.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And they're fabulous characters too.
Now,
And
who
I
was it?
love the
DJ.
whole.
In Collateral Damage, DJ got more reviews than the characters did.
Really?
Yeah, the dog got more reviews.
Oh, that's incredible. Yeah, I love the dog part of the story. And I love that they even traveled to find a dog.
Yeah,
I mean, they went out of their way to find a dog
that would
for
fit in.
Gregory.
Yeah, because this this is really true. Service dogs are, especially trained ones, they're amazingly expensive. Um, there are agencies out there now, because this has been exposed, that um, attempt to fill that need for veterans and servicemen. Um, they, you know, it's one of the impetuses behind having prisoners help train dogs. A lot of it doesn't take a lot to be a service dog, but it you you do have to have a certain canine intelligence. Um, Apparently, canines have an innate ability to sense, especially anxiety and illness in humans. So they can be trained. You have to be trained alongside the human. And so the dog alerts in some instances by simply putting his head in your lap. And they won't do it any other time. So there's no, oh, can I pet your dog? No, because they only do that when there's something wrong with the master. Gregory, as you know, has seizures. So Rivers, a Portuguese water dog. Portuguese water dogs are herders. So he literally will move at 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 Gregory to get him to a place where he can sit down and have that seizure safely because he can sense the seizure coming. He if Gregory is anxious, then River uses his paws. So see, the training is different. DJ, on the other hand, because Jordan's disability is really PTSD, anxiety driven. So DJ puts his head in Jordan's lap, or again, just butts up against him to let him know that he's there and he's got him. And believe it or not, just sitting there holding on to that fur, it's grounding, and it gets rid of the panic attack or the anxiety. So I write these things, and the abilities of the dogs into my stories, because otherwise why mention them?
That's fascinating. That's fascinating. I didn't understand these things till I read your book. That dogs are trained specifically for their human.
Yeah. You saw the example when Gregory was doing the tour of the center of the young man who was blind, and the dogs know even when they're on duty and when they're off duty, generally speaking. And I actually got this from people who have true service animals. When you take the harness off, they are technically off duty. The interesting thing is, if the dog's off duty and he senses that something's about to happen, harness or no, he's gonna alert. But otherwise, generally, especially for um, a person who has a dog for sight, when he takes off the harness, that lets the dog know that his master is in safe hands. There's someone else there to manage while he, because these dogs do have to go to the bathroom and they have to eat, they have to have a bath, they still need all the regular care that that a pet does, but they're not pets. They are working, and they work amazing hours. River and DJ were both dogs that I had. um my husband has seizure disorder, and River woke me up early in the morning. He kept putting his paws in my face and then sitting back. And when I finally woke up, here's River just sitting, still as a rock. And I'm like, what? You got to go to the bathroom? What? Because River's a pet. But my husband was having a seizure. and River got help. So they're trained to do that as well if the master is alone. Um, they have this, it's just uncanny. But River, who was never trained, knew to go get help.
It just boggles my mind. It really does. I mean, and even I have seen stories of dogs who have done this just naturally with no training.
Hmm.
They are just so attuned to their people.
And that's why I put River in Gregory's story, because if you remember when Gregory first met River, the first thing River did was alert, because and this is true about PTSD, a lot of changes in stimuli. You know, when I come to Scotland, I usually request to be against a wall. I do okay if I'm not, but um, I get crowd anxiety. Um, I have my emotional support person with me. So my granddaughter is coming, and she comes as my PA, and um, so she helps divide the the onslaught. Um, but you learn to do things to cope. For some reason, certain animals just have a natural sense for these things. And this is why, for instance, water dogs and Pekingese make great herders on farms, because that's what they do. You know, German Shepherds are great protectors, and
I
they're
have one of
strong and
those.
yeah,
Yes.
they are innately great protectors, and they're whip smart animals. So this is why you see so many. If if you see the dog, you can pretty much tell what's going on with the owner.
My German Shepherd is he's a big wuss. I mean, he gets scared of bumblebees, but uh, and the kids could go take the food out of his bowl, and my grandkids, and he'd just look at him like, okay, I'm fine with that. But when you put him on the leash and take him outside, no one can come near you. It's like, okay, I'm with her, and you don't come near her.
Right.
But when he's off the leash, he's just a big pussycat. The only time he ever will get, start barking and, act scary is when he's on the leash and he thinks he has to protect me.
You're his territory. So
Yep.
that's why the dogs figure, so they figure so greatly in my stories. Um, the best part of my stories, though, to me, is the relationships. I help the men in my relationships find their other half, and I enjoy doing that. I think everybody should have a happy after, and my men, I put them through it. Now, my stories are not mushy. I blow up something in every book.
Well, that's how it should be. You should have to fight for true love, I think.
I I blow up more than the relationship. I blow up buildings. I drown things. Um but I have just enough reality that hopefully you've learned something. You know, I have we love happy ever afters. Yes, we do. Joseph, did Josephine tell you how we met? We were
No, she didn't.
roommates. We
Oh,
we both attended the same conference and we were roommates and we had such a good time.
I believe that. She's a hoot.
Yes, she is. I have a story that I wrote, and I love breaking taboos. They tell you you can't kill a main character, you can't kill animals, you can't, and I'm like, but in real life these things happen and they don't have to be the tragic end all and be all. So I wrote a book, Boy Overboard, and he tried to rescue a puppy, but the puppy didn't make it.
Oh,
But because of the way I treated the puppy's demise, I didn't get one complaint.
oh,
And I did warn people that, an animal was going to die. But I wanted I wanted people to understand what it's like to lose something when you don't have children that's your child, and because sometimes when people don't have pets, they don't understand how how difficult it is to voluntarily allow your animal to cross the rainbow bridge. So I wanted to give that some illumination. I wanted people to understand what that's like, and the dignity that's involved. They don't just take the dog in a room and knock him out. Um, it's really a very beautiful process. You know, I'm like, maybe when it's time for me to die, I can get a vet to put me to sleep because that seems to be that seems to be the way to go. Somebody who loves you, holds you, and tells you it's all right, and just loves on you as you cross to the other side. But that's the reality of what happens when, um, because they always say put the dog down. It almost makes it sound like you take them out back and put a shotgun to them, you know. But that's really not what happens, and I wanted to demonstrate that, so I did, and it actually got very favorable review and acclaim.
well, that's wonderful. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody writing about that before.
Well, it's called Boy Overboard.
I'll
I'll
have
have
to
it with
check that
me.
out. I'll have to check that out. Send me the link for that, please.
Okay.
I would like to see that or read that. Ah, as my cat sits behind me, just a meowing its little head off. I don't know what's wrong with her today.
I don't know. I just
She wants to
found,
be noticed today, I guess.
yeah, Prince Freddie is up and walking under my feet, so I'm gonna have to be careful when I get up.
That's my Wednesday. She's blind in one eye. Their mama died, and I had to take care of them uh, when they were teeny tiny. She had a aneurysm. Uh, I guess she got a blood clot when she was giving birth, and it killed her when they were about a week old. And I had to nurse these little baby kittens. Well, her sister got a claw caught in her. I was holding them both, and her little sister caught her claw in her
And
eye and blinded her in one eye.
aw,
But you'd never know it. And she's just the sweetest little cat. She really is. Her sister is mean. It's like the good twin and the evil twin with those two.
well, their whiskers and their eyelashes are a part of their sight system. So they can sense their surroundings. That's why you're not supposed to ever cut their whiskers or their eyebrows
Huh.
because they're not They're not whiskers in that sense, they're feelers. And it helps them navigate.
I never knew that, but I've never cut them, so I guess that's good. But yeah, those two, they just, oh, and the one that, blinded the other one. Oh, all she does is chase food. I mean, food, food, food. You think she's starving to death all the time. I mean, she will jump on the kitchen table and try and take the food off your plates.
While you're eating.
Yes. Oh, she's a terror. And then little Wednesday here's just the sweetest little angel in the whole world. And it's like one of them got the whole full evil gene and the other one got the whole sweetness gene. So I got like the little angel and the little devil with those two. And you could tell it when they were babies because you see the one who demanded the food and the one who was like, oh, I'll just wait till she's done. It's like, oh, but yeah, they're a trip. I named it Wednesday and Lily. So I have the Lily Adams and then the little Wednesday, because Wednesday is all black and Lily is black and white striped. So that's how they got their little names.
And there goes another squirrel.
Yes, thank you. Okay, you're pulling me back. And I was supposed to do a 20-minute show that has turned into an hour. So yeah, too many squirrel chasings, I guess. People tell me you need to keep your show to 20 minutes because people don't have that long of a attention span. Well, I have that long of a talking span. So there you go. Okay, so I'm going to have to close this up now because I talked too long. But I just loved having you on the show. So.
Oh, it was great. We could talk forever. And we will, because I'm going to try to come in early. I plan to come in on Wednesday and stay until Monday morning. So we'll have plenty time to get together and talk cats, dogs, children, and books.
Well, there you go. And I hope it's a fabulous thing for you. And you sell lots of books. I really do. Scotland just sounds amazing.
It does. I can't wait to see it.
So I am going to say thank you for being on the show. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And hopefully we'll have you back again sometime.
Yes, because you're going to read more of my books.
Yes, I am. So everybody, thank you, Miski, for being on the show. And thank you for telling us about your book and explaining so much more about veterans, because I think it's something everybody needs to understand. And well, we will see you all on, I think I have a show on Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. I'll have to look at the calendar. I can't remember what day it is half the time. So we'll see you next week.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Love ya. Okay.